Hi, in this short video, we're going to look at how to identify the domain and range from a given graph. Just to review the domain, remember you're looking at X values. So you're looking at all the points going from here to here that would be in that place if you were given a point. So one of the points would be -1, -2, -3. So the upper limit would be, or the lower limit for the domain is -3. And then you would have a point here. So you'd have a -2 something, -1 something, -1.5 something, all the way up to right here, which is +3. So we could say that all the points in between here, the X value is going to be greater than or equal to -3, but less than or equal to 3. So that's all the X values. Then when you want to identify the range, looks like I need to pick a little darker marker. Then when you're looking at the range, you want to look at the Y values. The Y values. So I want to actually look along the Y axis, this axis, and see, okay, this point is right there. So, and it goes all the way down to this point. So all of the Y coordinates are going to be in between -2, -3, -4, -5, and -5. So when I write this, my Y has got to be greater than or equal to my -5, but then less than or equal to -2. So the domain, we basically made a box around this. And you can clearly see where it crossed the Y-axis, so that is my range. And if I extend my box up to reach my X, I see that my X values go from -3 all the way up to +3. Now this graph is still a graph. It happens to be a curve, but it's still a graph. And if I want to bring down and box in where it crosses my X-axis for the domain, it would be from this coordinate to that coordinate. So I want all the X's that are in between 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So X is greater than or equal to 0, but then less than or equal to 4. That's my domain, all of my points. If I were going to list the points for this graph right there, I would not have point, say, -1, 5, 4 on my graph, or -1, 5 on my graph, because that would be there and it's not near my graph here. But if I plot the point 0, 5, boom, there's my point that fits on there. Now the range, I'm looking at the Y values. So I'm going to get this, and my Y values are from here all the way to there. So all my Y coordinates are only in between this value and this value, and it happens to be 2 and 5. So when I go to write that one, I want all the y's that are greater than or equal to 2, but then less than or equal to 5. So that was a mini lesson on identifying the domain and range from a given graph.